If you are hard stuck in bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and even diamond, this is the perfect video for you, because I'm going to explain to you guys why this lineup that we ran is the best in the game for climbing ranks. Now, I will put a little forewarning out there. We are in a 6 stack. I'm not communicating with 3 of our teammates though. I'm only communicating with 2 others, which are my 2 healers or supports. And aside from them, I'm not communicating at all with anybody else. These guys are practically randoms that we're playing with, but obviously they're competent enough that we're in a 6 stack, so I will make that slight disclaimer. Anyways, going into the actual team comp, I'm just going to have the gameplay playing in the background, and you guys can analyze and see sort of how we play. But in general, how the team comp works is we have 3 supports, 3 healers on our team. Those of which being Loki, Cloak and Dagger, and Mantis. And the reason why it is these 3 is because, well, Mantis, you always need a Mantis on your team, bro. Mantis is the best support in the game, no shadow of a doubt. You need a Mantis. The reason why we have the Loki is because this is a capture. What even is this game mode called? I think it's called capture. But yeah, I think whatever. Whenever it's a capture mission, you always want to have a Loki on your team, because once you get control of this capture area with a Loki, it's incredibly difficult to break through from as the other team, because you got the Loki clones set up everywhere with the infinite healing for the chance that they do push up, and it's just not a fun time for them. So that's why the Loki is incredibly important. Then the third support is the Cloak and Dagger, like I said, and the reason why Cloak and Dagger is important is because, well, for one, the ult is amazing, having the infinite heals and, you know, steady DPS damage, but mainly for the cloak aspect, because he has the offensive firepower to also help out the other 2 DPSs, which are me, the Scarlet Witch, and the Fantastic Four, what's his name? The Fantastic Four Elastic guy, whatever, as the other 2 DPSs. And where we come in as the DPSs is we just provide a constant flow of damage. Particularly me as Scarlet Witch, I just provide the constant flow of damage on anybody that tries to push up or any specific pick that I have to do. It's incredibly important to have that constant flow of damage, which is why Scarlet's important. And the Elastic Man, whatever, is just as important, because he kind of serves as like a second tank, but he also has DPS and support like attributes to him. As y'all saw in the first round, they didn't even break through once. I think we just 100-0'd them right there, because like I was like the only person that died that whole round. Like, it was crazy. But basically, if somebody knows how to play the Elastic Man or whatever, I always forget his name. I call him the fucking Elastic Man. If you know how to play him and use him properly, like, he will never die. Because the shield thing that he has, like, it's incredibly OP. You use it when you're at low health, and you have a bunch of healers that can heal you right back up, so you could go back in the front line. So it's like, that's incredibly OP. But anyways, the last and most important member of the 6 stack is a Doctor Strange, bro. Doctor Strange is the best tank in the game, potentially even the best character in the game, may I add, because I'd say it's between Doctor Strange and Mantis, to be honest. But anyways, the main purpose for the Doctor Strange, aside from obviously just being a really good tank, is his damage output is like just as good, if not better. Like, a Doctor Strange can really do a lot of damage when his gamma is fully loaded up. That bro does damage, bro. And on top of that, he has the best shield in the game, which completely walls off enemy damage for like a lot of damage, may I add. Like, that shield barrier can resist up to like 1,000 damage or some crazy shit. Like, it's fucking insane. Another main really good thing about the Doctor Strange is his ult, bro. Like, his ult is just unbelievable, and it pairs super well with Scarlet's ult in particular, because Scarlet's ult, obviously, as you higher elo players know, it's not very good. It's very easily countered. It's not the best. But if you have, it can be paired very well with a lot of other good ults, like Jeff's ult. I mean, you don't really see Jeff at all in higher elos because of his mediocre healing capabilities. But overall, it pairs very well with Jeff's ult. It pairs decently well with the other support ults, like the healing ults. But it not explicitly, but it provides the most beneficial value with a Doctor Strange ult, because if you can start popping your ult right as that Eye of Agamotto releases, it's an instant death for them. Like, you got to time it perfectly, obviously, and you guys are going to see in the second gameplay, which is coming up here, exactly how we do it. And you got to keep in mind, I'm not communicating one bit with this Doctor Strange, so we are just playing, and we just kind of know our roles, and we're going through it like that. But that was the end of the first game here, if you guys were seeing. Like, this was one of the quickest games ever. I was gonna post this video just with this, but the gameplay was like literally 5 minutes long, so I went ahead and I got a second game loaded up for you guys. But as you guys can see here, they got like no kills that game. Like, they couldn't break through one bit. So because of how quick that game was, I wanted to showcase you guys exactly how overpowered this lineup is once again in an escort mission. We loaded right back into another game in an escort mission, and it's the same kind of concept. At the start of this game, I was like not playing how I should have been playing, sort of like in the front line and then just diving in for picks like when I had the chance. Like over here I was kind of playing in the shadows, which completely ruins the game plan that I was just explaining in the first game, because I have to stay in the front with everybody and just deal immediate DPS and then dive, like how I just killed that Moon Knight right there. Like, I just gotta dive whenever there's an opportunity. So that's basically how the 6-stack works and is most effective, is when I'm in the front line dealing damage. But as you guys can see here, I was kind of fucking around a bit, and this fucked up once again the value of our 6-stack, because I was just zoning off their Moon Knight, ensuring that he couldn't spawn in, because I obviously, you guys know how freaking overpowered Moon Knight is. So the fact that I'm able to zone him off here, I felt like would have been really beneficial for my team. But not only did I let him slip through here for a bit, but I'm now not providing the amount of firepower that I could have provided if I was just with my team. So it's like, right there, just a terrible play by me. I'm just running around in their back line where I could have just been dealing that constant flow of damage like I was talking about in the first game. And it caused them to push the package this far. But spoiler alert, they don't really push it much farther because I start realizing my mistakes a little bit later on. But you guys are going to see here, once again, I'm trying to dive and make a play. They all fucking pop their ults, and my whole team's basically dead. And right here, boom, that was the ult situation. Perfect freaking timing. Right as I started my ult, he Agamotto'd, so they were still in their green phase, so there's no way they could have saved it, and I got a 4-piece on my ult. Like, it's those little things that just game change, because they wiped like 3 of us right there, and then we wiped them right back. It was perfect. So another reason just why, first of all, Doctor Strange is a necessity on a team, and second of all, how really you can synergize those two ults very well in any elo, realistically. Obviously, these gameplays are in gold right now, but once again, this was a very early clip. Like, I'm talking, this was like 2, maybe 3 days into the season. So, I mean, we're basically facing very high plat to diamond. No, not even very high plat. We're facing diamond kids in these lobbies. So, I mean, this is not easy competition at all, because like I said, the season reset, so we're facing diamond kids due to the 7 ranks that you go back from here. So like, these aren't easy games. It may look like these kids are pretty trash, but honestly, they were not even that bad. In the first gameplay, I mean, we were just slaughtering them. I couldn't even tell if they were good or bad, but these kids were definitely a lot more competent. But we were just like outplaying them, like I said. Like, I mean, we just had the constant flow of damage, and they couldn't really do much about it. But just wanted to quickly shout out that if you guys are enjoying this video, and if you enjoy Marvel Rivals content like this, that you should definitely drop a like and subscribe down below, because it helps the channel quite a bit. I post Marvel Rival videos basically every day, and I intend on continuing to do that if you guys enjoy it. But yeah, as you guys can see here, like, I was getting picked off left and right in this second match, which was really bad for my team. But like I said, just because we had so much support on our team, it's like, even though I got picked off often, it didn't really matter, because by the time I came back, my team was able to hold down the fort, so that I could come back and still do my thing. So it worked out relatively nicely. Like, the way I want to say, like, the way I was dying worked out nicely. Like, obviously you don't want to die, but I try to get a cheeky out here, as you guys can see, and I exposed myself way too early there. I should have came out more last second to try, because I was just trying to push them off the package there, since we are in overtime right now, and low-key might have cost us right there. A lot of misplays on my end in this first round here. But like I said, once again, we were still holding it down. Like, they've been stuck here for like literally the entire game. And the only reason they are stuck here is because I tried to zone off their Moon Knight instead of just going and helping my team. So it's like literally this was my fault to begin with, and it's still my fault that they're even in this situation right now. So they're still in overtime with like literally a slither left, man. Like literally a slither, but they go ahead and they unleash a barrage of ults here and wipe my entire team besides me, and yeah, that was it for that. So they did, I think, actually end up getting this checkpoint here, which was, like I said, 100% on me, but we're gonna make up for it, as you guys can see. And just another good thing about having a Doctor Strange, I mean, it didn't really happen too often in this game because our Doctor Strange was just so good. He like never died. I think he had like 2 deaths in the entire game. But overall, like if he does end up dying, he has that portal potential to just spawn you basically right back in the action, especially, which is really good for like characters like me that don't really have, like, they can't really, like, once I die, it's really difficult and it takes a pretty long time for me to run back to the action. So it helps me out a lot. But obviously for other characters, I mean, a lot of other characters, they have quite a lot of mobility to easily just run back into the action. But that's just another benefit of having a Doctor Strange in your team, to always have that option, aside from his shield and his ult and just everything about him being amazing. But in the escort missions, I would say Loki is definitely not as strong. Loki definitely shines the most in the capture missions, but he's still very strong in these escort missions, especially if you could hold them in a specific area and set up his clones in the ideal spots. He could definitely be put to very good use, which obviously he was in this gameplay. And I'm not exactly sure if the Loki clones have like auto-locking. Like auto-locking as in like when you go near them, and like if Loki's just like using his abilities like in a completely different area, if they target you, I'm pretty sure they do, because every time I try and dive one, it usually does that. But I try to coordinate my ult here with Doctor Strange's. I was a little bit late on that. I probably should have just clicked my ult first, because I saw that he had his ult. So like I said, I probably should have clicked mine and then hope that he would do his next. But we still ended up wiping them, so it didn't really matter in the end. And I guess I got 1 pick from the ult too, which, I mean, wasn't not the most beneficial, but at least it's something, because I mean, 9 times out of 10, especially in higher elos, it is incredibly difficult to get picks just solo ulting as a Scarlet Witch. You definitely need to coordinate it with somebody to get a chance for it to be useful. But as you guys can see here, with the game basically wrapping up, they're just running in one by one, just trying to get on the package, contest it as much as possible before it expires in overtime, and by that time it's just too late. So I definitely turned up here in the second round because I was just more with my team, not trying to make hero plays, and as you can see, it made a huge difference. But so that was it for that first round. I'm glad we were able to hold them after my mistakes, and I was making up for it. But you guys are going to see now in the second round how easily we get to the objective, man. So once again, I try to just play with my team and just deal DPS forward and hope they make mistakes, which is exactly what they did right there. The Bucky trying to make a hero play, and I capitalize off that by trying to push up and get their other DPS, since they already have 1 down. I'm trying to get a second here, and I do. So now they basically have no DPSs aside from their Elastic Man, and which is easy pickings for us because we could just walk them down now at this point. They only have like 3 or 4 alive, or 3 alive. And now we could just overpower them with damage. So it's just absolutely huge when you just play patient and let the game come to you instead of you trying to dive in and make a hero play. Sometimes it's better to just stay back with your team and offer that constant flow of damage, and do that and wait for them to make mistakes. As you can see here, like we're waiting for like Namor or somebody to just run up by themselves so we can easily just pick them off. And unfortunately we don't get him right there because he did have a healer that was trailing behind him. But situations like this, I think there was a Groot on the left here that was just in the alleyway by himself. Yeah, like the Groot tried to, I don't know what he was doing with nobody around. But yeah, the Groot's just by himself there. Like, you just want to wait for them to make mistakes and then capitalize off that. And especially in lower elos, you're gonna find that to be a lot more often, where characters or people just trying to make a hero play and dive in on a 1v6 or even like a 2v6, and you just gotta capitalize off those little things, because going from a 6v6 versus a 5v6 is a massive difference in any team fight, no matter what. So as soon as you get that 1 pick, you start playing a little more aggressive, especially with this team comp. Like, it was easy. So We're just absolutely walking them down here. I don't even think any of us on our team have even died once. And it applies so much pressure because of that, because now everyone, they're trying to get back to the point as fast as possible, and at the same time we're pushing up to them, trying to pick those people off that are trying to get back as fast as possible. So it just puts them in a weird spot, and as you can see here, we're closing it out, easily making it to the checkpoint. And that is basically gonna wrap up this video. Let me guys know in the comments what you think of this 6-stack, and if it is actually the best lineup. I personally think it is. We played a few games after this. We weren't even close to losing any of the games. Shout out to this Doctor Strange. He was fantastic. No pun intended with Mr. Fantastic. But yeah guys, that's gonna do it for me. If you guys did enjoy this video, once again, please feel free to leave a like and comment down below your thoughts. And once again, I'm Jem, and have a fantastic rest of your day and or night, and I'll see y'all in the next one.